Great. Hi, I'm Craig Wisneski. I'm the co-founder of Akkio. Akkio makes AI so easy that any company can become an AI-powered business. So today, a small number of companies are winning with AI. Think Tesla, think Facebook, and increasingly, they're not only winning with it in their product, but they're winning with it in all parts of their business operations. But most companies are really struggling to implement AI. And why is that? Well, most AI has to go through data scientists, and data scientists are scarce, and they're hard to find, and they're even harder to hire. And all the tools and platforms that are used to make and deploy AI are really geared for these scarce and expensive data scientists. So companies are finding AI projects to be rare, slow, and oftentimes pretty disconnected from their business. And that's why we created Akkio. Akkio is the world's most accessible AI platform. It's easy to use. It's a no-code AI platform, so you can go end-to-end from data to deployed model without writing code. It's insightful, so you can get insights from your data, ML-driven insights from your data, right from training on through deployment. It's fast. We're talking like, 10 seconds, 30 seconds to create a model that other platforms would take hours to create. And you do that without sacrificing performance. And it's integrated. It's cloud-based, so it plugs right into your data warehouse, get data in, training data in, get prediction data in, and get predictions out, all with this pretty simple cloud-based authentication. All right, I'm gonna give you a glimpse of it at work to show you how easy it is. This is a video of me creating a model that predicts the value of an insurance claim. All right, so you start with the data set. You can get that from any connected data warehouse. In this case, we're just uploading a CSV. When you upload your data, it automatically encodes your data in the right ways, replicating and automating the work a data scientist should do. You can predict, you can filter. In this case, we're going to set it to predict the charges that an insurance claim would have. And here you can view data about your model. It automatically creates clusters and segmentation. It shows you the top predictive fields in your data that had the most predictive power. When it comes time for deployment, you can put it right back into your data warehouse, or to show it off, you can test it with a web app. So you pressed a couple buttons there and you've created a web app where you're able to put in, okay, someone who's 20 years old, has a BMI of 80, is not a smoker and lives in the Northwest. Let's predict what their insurance charges are for the year. And there you go. You put the model to work. All right, so what does this allow you to do? It allows you to unleash the power of AI across your organization. Right now, most companies have all AI going through data scientists, but you typically have 10 data analysts for every data scientist in your company. So those data scientists are still going to work on the most important and demanding projects you have. But what Akkio will do for you is it'll unlock more business value by enabling at least 10x the number of people in your org with the ability to work with AI. We've had some initial customer success. We've had companies do things like this. They've scored incoming sales leads, done projects to identify and reduce customer churn, classify sentiment of reviews, essentially taking your business data and putting it in the hands of business operators and analysts to make it up, to be able to use AI to do quick wins on business data you already have. Our ideal partner, I'd love to talk to you if your company is invested in data, but you wish you could do more with it faster. This could be any region, any industry. Our product is primarily based around English for now, but and I guess that would be a constraint. Typically, we've had the best engagements when we are engaged with a CIO at an organization who's seeking greater AI enablement across their company. Craig at Akkio, akk.io, and I'd love to talk with you more in the breakout room.
Thank you, Craig. How do we make sure that it is not a black box and accepted by regulators?
Well, I think one of the ways that we've seen a few companies use it is they'll have two answers to that. One is there will oftentimes be a data scientist somewhere in the loop that you can have a data analyst create a model from end to end, get it checked by a data scientist before deployment, and we have a dashboard that people can look at on the ops side to make sure that it stays on track. On more of the regulator side, one of the things we do is when you train a model, you can see a collection of information about the model, knowledge about what's going on in the model, such that you can inspect certain parts of it. So we have that, but what we're trying to do is make that sort of lower in the user interface than being the core part of it to enable more people to go through it.
Okay, and could you talk a little more about your business model, the pricing?
Sure. The business model, the pricing model we follow is the one we most prefer is a usage-based pricing model, in that it aligns our incentives. That a company will pay based on the volume of predictions they're putting through the service. We can also do user seat licenses as well. Some companies prefer the certainty of that.
Okay, and finally, really quickly, what sort of data do you need to do a good demo, or sort of to start off?
Yeah, we can scale from very small to very large. One of the most interesting things about our technology is that it can make pretty darn good predictions based on small data, which we're finding is a bit of a niche. That trying to approach the problem of AI and machine learning from doing small, quick win projects instead of trying to do big 6-month boil the ocean style projects. So we've seen some useful models, depending on the problem, of course, with as small a data point as a few hundred examples to train with.